You'll never want to watch porn after watching this video. Do you know that pornography damages your brain? Research has shown that pornography use is correlated with physical changes in the brain. The visual stimulus of pornography hijacks the brain's reward system and overwhelms it with unnatural, prolonged dopamine levels. The result is the brain physically deteriorating in shape, size, and chemical balance. I'm also going to show you a screenshot right here on yourbrainonporn.com and this brain scans of what happens when you go into pornography. And there's a brain, right? There's normal brain, there's a brain on heroin, and then there's a brain on pornography, and the brain on pornography just looks completely messed up. And guys, this news is absolutely frightening because 90% of men actually watch pornography on a weekly basis. Just how much damage is pornography inflicting into our society? And it's kind of scary to think about at this point because pretty much every single guy watches pornography. It's ridiculous. So basically, I want to go over how does it exactly work and how does it work so it makes sense for people like you and me that aren't scientists, right? So basically, when you watch porn and you masturbate to it, you release a chemical within your brain called dopamine. Now, this chemical within your brain is actually pretty good, right? We need dopamine to survive. We need dopamine to be motivated to do anything. To give you an example, when you go outside, right, you get dopamine. When you talk to other people, you get dopamine, right? When you finish a workout, you get dopamine, but you also get dopamine from things like pornography, cocaine, social media, watching a TV show. And basically, it's a feel-good chemical that is released within your brain. And when you watch pornography and you masturbate to it, you get boatloads of dopamine. Like I'm talking about an unnatural amount of dopamine, almost as much as a drug, as I mentioned before, like cocaine, which is very scary because there's also been a lot of evidence that proves that cocaine is actually as addictive as pornography, or pornography is just as addictive as cocaine. So something to think about as well. But the reason why it's so addictive is because going back to this chemical called dopamine, it releases a huge amount of dopamine. Basically, the more pornography that you watch and over a long period of time, your brain gets used to only releasing dopamine from pornography because your brain is kind of saying to itself, why would we produce dopamine naturally when we're already getting a boatload of dopamine from pornography? So let's go ahead and adjust, how we produce it. So that way, when we get the dopamine from pornography, we don't have to do as much work. And this is super, super dangerous because this can lead to a dependency towards pornography, and the way that your brain works rewires, and it literally works differently when you're addicted to this stuff and when you're addicted to pornography. So the more pornography that you watch, the less your brain actually produces it naturally. And this is super scary because this leads to dependency to pornography. And again, this leads back to the addiction cycle. Now, again, like I mentioned, your brain needs dopamine. It absolutely needs dopamine in order to survive. So if your brain is not producing it naturally and it's dependent on pornography to get it, that is a scary situation to be in. And sadly, a situation that far too many people in this country and in this entire world are in right now. To give you a perspective on just how dangerous pornography is, let me read to you the other drugs that also stimulate dopamine on a dangerous level. Drugs like cocaine, amphetamines, heroin, all stimulate dopamine receptors like crazy. And your body, however, is always trying to produce and maintain a baseline level of dopamine. So when you experience things like pornography that blow the top and absolutely give you an abnormal amount of dopamine, this is extremely dangerous because your brain starts shutting off dopamine receptors so that it can't produce it naturally, like I explained before. And let me read to you as well the side effects of having low dopamine. If your brain stops producing these naturally, this is what can happen to you. Inability to focus, inability to connect with others, social anxiety, loss of motivation, fatigue, stress, and depression. And it's pretty convenient because a lot of these side effects that, a lot of guys who struggle with pornography say that they're the exact same side effects of having low dopamine. The problem with pornography compared to these other drugs that I mentioned before is pornography is free. It's endless. Around 33% of the internet is actually pornography. And all you have to do is just have a computer like this, have a phone like this, have anything, any piece of technology, and you can go ahead and watch pornography, which is just so dangerous. And guys, the worst part about all this is that the world continues to tell you that pornography is normal, pornography is safe, and that you can do whatever you want. Guys, the proof is in the pudding. There's even science. Not only does the Bible say that you cannot go to pornography and commit sexual sin, but there is literally scientific proof. Guys, literally just search up porn damages your brain. That's it. And you'll find endless articles of scientific research that pornography damages your brain. And over the course of years and years and years of addiction, the worse these side effects actually get. So get out while you still can. Stop watching pornography. Stop giving into instant gratification. And if you need any any more help on your porn-free journey and you're like, John Franco, I'm sold. I don't want to watch pornography anymore for various amounts of reasons. I'm done going into it, but I just have a hard time, right? The temptation is too much. I don't know how to go about the recovery process. I don't know this, I don't know that. Go ahead and message me over on my Instagram. Go ahead and hop on over there. DM me the word YouTube for more help. I'll go ahead and answer any of your questions and see if I can help you out a little bit more on your porn-free journey. But guys, that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully this video was informational. I'm gonna leave another video right here so that you guys can watch that and enjoy that as well. That's pretty much it for me, guys. I'll see you guys in that video.